Welcome back to episode 3 with To Restore You, and we have put all of our papers together. I've taken them off camera, sewn everything up, and we are ready to get started on our next phase, our final touches. All right, friends, we are going to get started in embellishing. We've got all of our base pages all put together. I've sewn them up off camera and sewed them up in the last segment. So let's talk about embellishments, what I'm going to use today. I'm starting off with some fun buttons that we may use. A little piece of bling. This is an old vintage earring and a paper clip, so we might use that. We've got some grommets. I didn't grab any brads, but we may use those. Some washi tape. And then I also have some lace, and then this is a little hack for you guys. This is an elastic headband I have for my days when I used to do ribbons and bows when my daughter was little. And I just sewed that in half, and then we may use that to bind everything together. We'll see how that goes. So a couple other things. I've got a little Polaroid flippy frame that we can put a photo in, or someone could put a photo in. That was from Joann's. These photo corners were from Joann's as well, and then some of those were from one of my thrift hauls. I went ahead and cut out some of the words that were on the segment I did with inchies and twinchies, and so those are from my personal PDF that I grabbed, and then I've got some Tim Holtz stickers as well. I've got my crafter's tape, of course, my glue. We're going to do a little bit with a very brief watercolor little trick with my Fine Touch watercolor pencil. On standby, I have my corner punch and my all just in case, along with my fabric scissors. And then to embellish, I grabbed a bunch of things from my personal collection. This is from a Creative Memories piece. This is Project Life, Tim Holtz. This is all from my personal collection that I thought we might use for little tucks. And then I threw together all of these pieces that I thought would be great for journaling cards that we could stick in there. And then finally, I have a couple extra pockets. And of course, I always like to have some of my paint samples that we can use, and those make great bookmarks as well. So I think that's all we're going to need, and I think it's time for us to start creating. Okay, here we go. We're ready to embellish. So as you can see, I've already put a couple of little buttons and then a flower sticker from Tim Holtz on the front. So let's go inside. And we're going to do the first 3. I just used another sticker that says live gently above the earth on that little flip flap. And we'll leave the center as it is. And then on the right, that's what becomes our front cover. And so now we're trying to figure out what we're going to use here for the inside pockets. And so I've got this little flap that I think we can make into a pocket as well. So a double pocket, and we just glue that together and tuck that in there. It looks lovely with it. And then of course I would love to use some of my paint swatches, and I had already added a little bit of lace on there. So I think that looks kind of cute. All right, ta-did. First 3 down. So I think we need a little bit extra here on the front. So I'm going to go ahead and add the sticker from Close to My Heart, and it says Memories, Family, and Love. So that is finished up. And now we're going to start on the dandelion, I believe. Yes. And I tried to pick photos that were all garden theme, and I really love this picture of this woman with a hat standing by the bushes, so I think we're going to use that. But before we do that, I want to do a little bit of watercolor on the inside because that is just the inside of the wallpaper. So I'm just using my watercolor brush, and I just kind of scribbled it on, and then I'm using just a wet brush to kind of mix it in. And then I'm going to do it one more time, and this time I'm going to use the wet on wet, so you can see it gets a little bit darker. And then off camera, I did kind of go back a couple of times. I changed my mind a lot. So that little gal needs to sit aside, and I decided at the last second to write grow in my handwriting on the side. So that is done, and she's going to hang out for a while. And now we're going to go into the photo album flap. So I really liked this little farmer, and so I thought he looked cute. And then I believe that says farm and house encyclopedia. So I just backed that to some scraps, and we'll stick that in there as a tuck as well. You can see the back of that wallpaper. And then what do we do next? Oh, we're going to do some journal cards, I believe. And the journal cards that I had on hand were from Project Life, and they just happened to fit perfectly. I did no planning on measuring, but they worked. So I grabbed 2 of those and then put 1 on each side. Now, those also, like, you could put your own photos in there. But for this, I just thought it would be kind of nice, just a couple of tuckaways that people can write on. So cute, cute. And I did sew those in, and I used, just a piece of muslin to kind of tie it all together so they would flip. And then after off camera, I did add a piece of lace to the end result. But I'm adding that little piece of Polaroid camera frame to the back. So it's kind of just ongoing, and it kind of breaks up all of the writing on that. What does that say? Characteristics of plant groups page. So I like that. I like how that turned out. And it does end up laying pretty flat when we're all done. And looks super, super cute. So now everything is dry, and we can tuck our little lady by the lilac bush into there. And let's see, I put a sticker on the top that says the flowers appear on the earth, which was super, super cute. And see, when I do these, I get totally random. But I think this, out of all of them, are my favorite 2 pages, are the ones with the 2 ladies and the wildflowers. So I had already had a piece of that almost same pattern, and that I had backed to a piece of wallpaper, and it was actually to a piece of cardstock, and that cardstock was something I had from a sample book. So I'm just using that hole to add a little ribbon to it. And then we'll tuck that lovely little journal card right inside there. There's plenty of room to write on it, so that's kind of fun. And then that's a piece from my collection. I just rounded the corners and then used that round paper clip to stick it on top of there, which I totally think is super, super cute. So now there's just an extra little bonus. I forget that, yeah, I recorded this so long ago. I'm trying to remember what I did. Let's see. What was it? Oh, we're going to add, that is actually, I made that, and when I sewed it, I did leave it as a little pocket. So I just had a piece of those Amazon layaway or repair tags, and so I just zhuzhed that up and put it in there, and I'm desperately trying to use my little paint swatches because I love them so much, but between that and the girls at camp, I could not decide where to put them, but we figured it out. So I added on that little tuck on the right, it's a superior specimen, which I thought was really cute. That's a Tim Holtz thing as well. And then on on the, what did I add on that? Oh, it says positive thoughts on the little tuck of the white paint swatches. That I decided to actually put on the back because it didn't really fit where I had it before. And then we're going to grab that ABCs. Not really applicable, but it looks cute in there. And that is the back. So some people might not even use that. They might put the whole back page and sew it or glue it down. So, you know, it's cool. Let's see. What are we doing next? Oh, I think we're going to do the back. This is where I had kind of collaged this into a bunch of random samples of that paper. And I think what we're going to do is I had that extra piece of coloring book. And so I think we'll do a belly band around it. And then I just glued that on off camera. I did not wait for it to dry. And I had a little hot mess. So see, that's why we're doing a voiceover. But then I had a cute sticker that says, life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. So that went on the center of that. So it's a little bit eclectic in that everything is kind of floral gardening theme. But it's a little modern and a little vintage and a little, no, not a little bit rock and roll, but you know, it's cute. And I like that. And I think that it's kind of cool. You can use those fun sayings, even though it is monochromatic, and make it just beautiful. So let's see. What are we going to do next? I do this a lot. Like I keep looking at it, making sure it looks okay every single way that we do that. It's just something that, I don't know, probably drives everybody crazy. But we're going to work on that pocket with that really almost pencil-like drawing, and that tuck in there. I had some postcards from my stash, and so that was a copy of that. And then I believe, oh yeah, I really wanted to use that tag too. I believe I decided to add a sticker, but I guess I do that later. And so I added to that little tiny itsy bitsy pocket, one from my collection from what I used in the Inchies video, and that is got that sunshine in my pocket. So that's kind of sweet. And then we just added on, I needed something else in that pocket and I didn't really have anything handy, but I did have a sheet from one of the books that was the answers to the characteristics of plants. And so those are the answers. And so I just cut that down, backed it to some black paper, and added that in super fast time. See, this is just like when I watch shows on HGTV, and you know, we renovate houses, and my husband always says, well, it isn't like it is on HGTV. You can't do it in an hour. Well, you know, in TV world, you sure can. True, it doesn't work in real life, but and of course I had to add a little extra on that. And so that is all finished. I really like this page. It's one of my favorites too, besides the little girls. And then I used a piece of, I think that was Tim Holtz in it. That's the one that says the summer sun shines. I had to use it because it was on top of my little corner rounder. And those little girls at camp, I just really, really, really love them, and I wanted to use them. And for some reason, I had a struggle figuring out I wanted to put them on every single page, but I ended up deciding. I think I ended up putting those cute little girls. Oh, I put them on the page opposite the other girls, so that kind of worked out well. Next to, but look at my decision making process. It takes for a while. It takes a while. But they really do. They almost look like they're Girl Scouts. Oh, I got ahead of myself. I grabbed that card. So I had just done the corners for that. the other little coloring page and stuck it inside there. And then now I finally decide that these two young ladies have a home and they're going to go exactly where I wanted them. And it looks so stinking cute. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I'm almost tempted to use it in something like really bright and then add it as a tuck inside of a journal, just to kind of change things up. We'll see. Um, or maybe I'll use it as a giveaway. Well, TBD. Right now it's going up on my shelf as thinny. So don't forget, if you haven't already, join us on our Facebook page to Restore You VIP page. And you can also, of course, subscribe, share, and comment. We love to hear from you. And I think that is it for today. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day. And remember to take time to just be. Cheers.